Welcome back, everybody. My name is Operator54, aka Adam, coaching the Chesney Park Slowpokes. And today I bring you the tiering for PRs for Little Cup. This was a little bit delayed. We ended up having to replace a coach, unfortunately, and I ended up taking over the team. So this dropped me, boosts me up to league number 8. So I'll have 8 matches next week. Little Cup, shitmons, everything else is easy to handle. But anyways, this is season 2 of Eevees Daycare Center, hosted on the Seoul Do Association server. And we're gonna have some fun with this. Who do we got up first? Let me go to the thing. Router ended up being first in this division, but last in Sword and Shield. So this is definitely interesting. They made a few great trades. They had Froki originally. They traded away for Trudel. But first things first, this season we banned Webs, we banned Aurovale, we banned Shell Smash. But other than that, it's fine. Oh, and all trapping abilities. So Diglett, Gothita, Magnemite got nerfed. But all in all, it's still pretty decent. And we're going to hop on into this. Let's see what Ralder drafted this time. Last season was Snow. This season seems like a modified Sun, which is definitely interesting. Seeing Trevor, the little Phantom here amuses me. This could have been easily execute and been able to take advantage of the Sun and giving them a Psychic type. I don't think Shudo overall is needed because you have the Tentacruel, but hey, it is what it is. There's not much better. The board got pretty stripped down because there's 16 coaches this time compared to the 12 last season, I believe it was. But it is what it is. We'll see what they do though. This could be just about anything. But they have a pretty fast team. You have 70, 65, 65, 45. And so onwards. Fortunately, Turd Twig can't sell Smash. Ralts can still trace abilities and set reflect and light screen and boost for the team. They have rapid spin option in the Tentacruel with Eevee, which is amazing. Oh, that's another thing. This season, Terra Captains can hold Eevee, and you're allowed 2 Eevee a team, maximum of 2 of any item. So 2 Alarm Berries, 2 Eeveelites, 2 Scarfs, and we're going to have fun with that. But I did not know Turtwig got rocks. This is a learning. I thought it had to be like a Grotto or a Torterra to know rocks. No, Turtwig knows it. And they got T-Spikes, they got Rapid Spin, they got First Impression in the Nimble, as well as I believe it gets Sucker Punch and Faint as well, so that is a priority monster. They've got Harvest Trevenant. Okay, so that does pair well with the Ninetales. I don't know, maybe instead of this Ralts they can invest, because this team really doesn't need a fairy. I get why it's here because of the fighting weakness, but you also have a bug and a poison type. Chudo's here, which is nice. You still got Valsprout to take advantage, but if you really wanted a secondary and a psychic type, you could go Execute here and replace this Ralts and still be fine, because I believe it's Psychic Fairy for Ralts anyways, so it's a win-win. Just something to think about later on. It's something you don't need to do now because you do have a Terra Captain Bellsprout, which is incredibly strong in this format, especially with Vulpix. This team's nothing to scuff at. So, Router, what we're going to do is Router down under Crocodiles. It's an incredibly strong team so far, so we're going to put you right here real quick. Sun is incredibly strong in this format. Next, we got Mystical Leafeon, who traded Froakie for the Trudel. This team is definitely interesting. He's got one of the fastest Little Cup mods in the game in Voltorb. He's got a speed boost Flittle. He's got Protean Froakie here with Spikes and T-Spikes. He's also got the Glimmet that'll set manual T-spikes for him, as well as rocks and spikes if you so choose. And he has also got a crap ton of hazards. Like, holy crap. Like, this is a strong team. Seeing Cacnea here, oh, evasion boosting abilities are also banned. Snow Cloak, Sand Veil, Tangled Feet. That's standard with evasion claws. So Cacnea here is just going to be Water Absorb, which isn't still bad. SD Trailblaze Cacnea or Trailblaze Nasty Plot Cacnea just swings. Especially since you can get Terra Dark for Sucker Punch. Very good. Reckless Starly is here. Unfortunately, it doesn't get Intimidate until it evolves. So it's literally a Reckless bot with Brave Bird and Double Edge just spamming into teams. Oh no, it does its job. Drifloon couldn't have been a Terra Captain this season because we banned on Burden for obvious reasons. It got out of hands last season. I was cakewalking people with Unburden. We said not this time. Not if everything can hold Eevee. It's no. So they can still run Unburden, but they're gonna have to get it triggered on them. So they can run Keyberry, Calm Mind, get Unburden, and then Store Power. They can run Flame Orb with Flare Boost, +1 special attack automatically when you're burned, and just hammer away. That just absolutely runs through teams with Shadow Ball. And then they got a Sheer Force Totodile. Totodile is also banned from Terra because Sheer Force is just absolutely busted. And then you give it an additional typing. Nah, we're good. We're good on that front. And then he's got Sandshrew here with getting access to Rapid Spin and Knockoff as well. And EQ just spam a lot into teams. You got Aqua Jet on Totodile. You got Mach Punch on Guts Timber. That's going to be a huge threat. You got Sucker Punch, a crap ton of priority. Teleport and Parting Shot are busted down here. Oh, before we get to the speed tiers, look at the momentum. You've got all of this triple U-turn, Volt Switch, Baton Pass. Baton Pass you can't run if you're doing speed boost because you don't want to auto lose. And you got Flip Turn with Totodile to allow you to like trigger your Guts mons. You can force it in on a grass type, like Flip Turn on a grass type, force in the Drifloon, clicking Acrobatics or Air Slash, or Timber with a Flame Orb. Now you've got Guts activated. Oh no, pretty solid team. These little cup ones are going to be hard to tier. Where are you? Am I blind? Oh, I don't have his new. Okay, I'm just going to go with his old one. We're going right here. I downloaded the wrong one. He's Toronto Twilights. I can fix that really quick. Do I have it? 1 second, bear with me. I'm gonna get this live. Now we're good. And we're going to hop on into Sergio. This is another interesting one. This would have been interesting to see him get a Terrain Mon to actually blow things back. But we'll see how it goes. He's got Flash Fire and Rockhead and Intimidate in the Growlithe Hisui. He's got Grassy Glide, Thwacky, I wonder if he was aiming for Drifloon or for Shroodle, because I think he got sniped of one of the two. But either one of those could have worked with this. Let's see, does he play my wife? Okay, so he doesn't have to worry about the unburdened mons until he gets to Yep, he doesn't worry about him at all. He doesn't play him. Alright, so he's fine. Router doesn't have one. But anyways, this is definitely an interesting little cup team. Terra Teddy Ursa is just massive. You Trailblaze up, let your Flame Orb activate. Now you got Quick Feet, or you can do Toxic Orb, Quick Feet boosted. And now you're hammering away with Facade. All in all, it hits so hard in this format, especially with Terra Normal. It's just going to be a wrecking ball. Not sure what a Venomat does, but I don't know if he gets Quiver Dance like Venomoth. One way to find out. But he's got Dragon Dance Axew here that can run Scale Shot after it DDs and be incredibly annoying. He's got a countered who Snow if he has to face like Alolan Vulpix at all. He's got the Alolan Sandshrew for that, and he's got a Rapid Spinner in it. He's got a heavy immunity to fire. He's got immunity to water, to electricity, and the Chinchou. And he's got, as long as it's got full HP, he has priority Gale Wing, so he can do a Wing Beat, he can Acrobatics, he can Brave Bird, he can pick stuff up. Even if it's got no item, Acrobatics is still base 110 attack. So, you're going to hammer away. All in all, this team is definitely interesting. We're going to put, where are you, Sergio Wuchen Clan? We're going to put you there for now. And we are going to hop on to the next one after we look at the speed tiers real quick. It would have been nice to see above a 70, but 65, 60, 65, 62. Prankster Tailwind, and then you have 57, 55, 46, 45, and then so on and so forth. This 40 can immediately become like a base 75 on its own, 80 plus if it runs Trailblaze. Triple Rockers. Oh, Venonat is one of the T-Spikers in the game. Got it. Prankster Defog. Well, Gale Wings Defog, Rapid Spin. Decent momentum. These bottom two are broken. All in all, solid team. Then we're going to hop into somebody trying Little Cup for the first time. We have Green Purple Boy. So this team on paper is incredibly interesting. Seeing Terra Poltergeist is incredibly good. It still gets Shadow Ball, Scald, and Giga Drain just like its parent. And it also gets access to Trick Room, so you can take advantage of that. And it gets access to Iron Defense, Calm Mind, and Nasty Plot with access to Heat Proof. You can turn yourself into Terra Steel and hammer away at things that normally would wall you. I'll take it. That's not a bad play at all. And then you got Apom here. Unfortunately, it lost Tail Slap, so it has to settle for Fury Stripes. I believe it has Triple Axle. All in all, Technician boosted. It got Fake Out. It's got U-Turn. It's got Feint. It can still hit things. We almost didn't allow this mon, but we decided to let it happen since we have Ghastly, Timber, and a few other things still allowed to play. And then we got Score Bunny here with Libero. It can one time only can change its typing from fire. Pretty good. And you got Mega Launcher, Clauncher. Anytime I've played Little Cup and Clauncher has been around, it's won the entire thing, and it's just been ridiculous. We'll see how this goes. Like, he's got 5 U-Turn, he's got Volt Switch, he's got this. The only issue is this Diglett cannot run Arena Trap. I hope he read that. But all in all, Diglett still hits pretty damn hard with Banded Earthquake, and not much outspeeds it. So this thing is going to be popping people left and right. Wattrel here, it's a little frail, but it can still get the job done with fast Volt Switches. It's base 70. It's got an 85 in APOM. Score Bunny is 69, 65. Terra Zuru, is beautiful. It can disguise itself as anything in here, change its typing, and then, okay, blow something back. Having access to nasty plot on this thing is amazing. And night days is not banned because it's a chance to lower accuracy, but you mainly run dark pulse. Having access to sword stance and I believe sucker punch still. This thing can hammer. You got Bulbasaur here in case you got a sun matchup. You can set manual sunny day, hit things. Jangmo is nothing to sleep at because it can have soundproof. You can't roar it out once it DDs. If it gets going, it's going to hammer into you. And Rockruff is definitely an interesting one. It gets Stone Edge, it gets, I believe, Own Tempo to stop Intimidate. And not being able to attack and get a Sword Stance off, have its, I believe it gets Sucker Punch. Even access to Metal Claw, Bite, Crunch, Stone Edge, Rock Slide. Overall, team has a lot of setup potential. We are going to do the Music City right here in front of them, and we are going to hop on into the next one. Zachmander, our Crash Out King. First things first. Alphaneum, Squirtle, haha. You can Water Spout, but you can't Shell Smash. You got a good Rapid Spinner. That's about it. You got adaptability in the Skrelp with Water and Poison moves, which is going to hit very, very hard. It even gets access to Scale Shot, which allows it to boost its speed in this meta, so that base 30 now can outpace base 60s, which is incredibly, incredibly good. Pawniard here after an SD does everything King Gambit does in Standard. So that thing is a massive threat. It can turn games around on its own with Sucker Punches. Ghastly is just an offensive nuke with a Life Orb, just spread terror. Ghastly forces Choice Scarfs. It's as simple as that. But then Ghastly runs its own Scarf and blows back Scarfers. And anything that Ghastly is weak to, Pawniard resists. So, yeah, that is beautiful for the Eeveelite Pawniard to come in, click SD on a resist, make them move, yeah. And it's relatively fast. Base 60 and low cup is fast. This is Crocodile, this Sandal, I don't know why you're broken. You are not base 98 speed. You are not even close to that. You're like 75. No, you're 65. Don't know why you're saying 98, so that's not right. But we'll deal with it. He's got a Stealth Rocker and Chimchar. He's got Snow in Snover, but he can't set Aura Veil, but he can just have Snow for his Terra Captains. Makuhita here with thick fat guts, being able to belly drum, I believe it gets it, and then spam Bullet Punch is just annoying. Little Dugtrio here can't run Tangled Feet, but it can run Early Bird, be a Resto Chestos, rest set after setting up, wake up after one turn instead of two when running rest is just annoying. All in all, it's a phenomenal, phenomenal team. Triple Rockers, T-Spikes, Spin, decent momentum, Parting Shots broken, Speed Tears, except for that, are pretty decent. But what we're going to do is we're going to put you there. You're not quite up here with the other ones. And we're going to move on to Fin. This is our reigning champion, folks. Fin is just cracked. He joined, replaced the team, and then won out. And then won it all. So he's on a 7-game win streak in this format. Somebody has to put an end to it. He can't prosper but this is also an incredibly scary team. He took round 1 Cranidos. 125 attack at level 5 base is just ridiculous. It's like base 22 at level 5. Sorry, 22 attack at level 5, which is insane. Gets access to Sheer Force, gets access to Trailblaze to boost its speed if it wants to run Mold Breaker to get up past the Levitate Mons, forcing Ability Shield. He's got double Levitate in Bronzor and Duskull, any ground immunity in Swablu. He's got Simple Nummel. He's got Alolan Grimer, which is just bulky as all sin in this format. He's got Prankster Tailwind and Sunny Day to boost the have the damage on to, well, it's still gonna die. It's times 4 weak, but Nummel takes less. But Bagon here with DD Sheer Force is just going to be a menace with Terra. So we'll see how that goes. And to top it all off, the things that want to hit you priority-wise, you can bluff and be Zorua. Like say CC or Mach Punch goes into Cranidos, Zorua's there and it's immune. Well, now you're clicking Psychic back, Extra Sensory back into a fighting type and it just drops. There's only a few Boom Bursters in Little Cup, and Finizen is one of them, and it's got base 75 speed. That's nothing to scuff at. I have to deal with this week too. So, if his week 1 opponent doesn't end him, I have to. So this is definitely going to be interesting. This team is incredibly scary. Do I think it's better than these two? Yes, I do. So Palatine Heroes is going to go up here. It's incredibly strong so far. Router's got the best team. And we are going to hop on into Pokéneer. Pokéneer drafted using a wheel. This one is hard to just tier on its own because this was just it rolling. So he had no say in what he got. He spun a wheel. He spun every mon in the format, kept going until it was a mon that wasn't picked, and that's what he rolled with. Oh no, he didn't end up with a very bad team. Granted, it's not like the best, but he's going to he's here to have fun. He's going to be taking Latios Beta even more seriously, but Little Cup is for fun. Beta he chose for himself, but this might be one of the very first ones I'm sorry, like, if this was a team on its own, he'd be up here, but since a wheel did this and he got shafted, he has no bulk. Sorry, but I want to see you fight from the bottom, and while I'm here, I'm also going to put myself down there, so he's not last place, because I don't really care about mine. He's got Rock Spikes, he can't run Shell Smash and Slugma, but he's also got Flame Body, so he can be annoying. Actually, no, he does have bulk. What am I kidding? All of these are fat, they're just very slow. And he can take advantage of Trick Room, which is interesting. He's got Agility on the Spinnerack too as well. This team actually, you know what? This team actually can do something. We're not going to say it's trash. I'm going to be by myself down here. But, all in all, its speed can be ran in Trick Room. That's all good. And then the dog gets Trailblaze, the Drowsy gets Trailblaze, Tyro gets Facade, and Guts. Mudkip is here just to do Mudkip things. And then you've got a Fake Out Mon into Faint that's Tough Claw boosted and the Galar Meowth and a Fungus. For what it's worth, it could either be both ways, but we're going to put you here for now because we got to see how this team functions. Next, I get to piss off my wife. How was I rewarded? for taking over a team, I get my wife week 1. And it's gonna be annoying. They have adaptability, Terra, Eevee. They've got Magician, Finnegan that can just run Trick Room, run Flame Charge, run a coverage with Terra and blow into me. I might have to have Godbear help her build because I normally do it for her. So, it's definitely going to be interesting. Or she can just bring whatever she has. She doesn't have a Shroodle, a Fanfi, a Hatina, or a Piplup from last season, but she does have Torchic, Eevee, Sprigatito, Shellos, Joltik, and Finnegan. So there's 4 Mons I'm going to be unable to help her with unless somebody else does. But to true fashion, my wife does not believe in hazards. She got 2 Stealth Rockers, that's it. Is she even going to set them? No. She's going to run Trailblaze, Fanfi, and then smack into things. That's all she's going to do. But if you take a look at her speed tiers, they're definitely interesting. Torchic, her round 1 can actually boost faster than Shroodle after the Protect and Speed boost. Then she can run SD Eviolite, have +2 attack, and then spam into things. Eevee can Trailblaze and then last resort into things with Terra Normal, have it adaptability boosted and do 2.5 stab, which is ridiculous. Sprigatito's here with Protean. Granted, it's got limited move pool compared to its evolved forms, but it still gets Play Rough, gets access to Leaf Storm, Dark Pulse, I think Sucker Punch still, so it can still pick me off with priority. But it amuses me she has Piplup because this thing still gets agility. It gets competitive now, so if I lower its stats, it gets +2 special attack, +1 agility, and just hammers away. And it's actually bulkier than people think. Joltik here is a Life Orb threat. Kaz the Weeb actually blew me back in Little Pup Draft League semifinals with a Joltik after he broke my team apart. Shellos is annoying. Gets 5 for 8 recovers, but it also gets Near Coat and Counter, as well as Stealth Rocks, and it can just fire off Ice Beams, Earth Powers, and Surfs into people, and it gets access to Storm Drain and Sand Force. It's incredibly annoying, and Sticky Hole to prevent it from losing its item. So you can never remove this thing's Eviolite depending on what she goes. Then she's got Magic Bounce in the Hatina. This gets access to Trick Room as well, which is perfect for its speed tier. And you can bounce back hazards, encores, taunts, status, side of Trick Room, then spam 3 special moves. All in all, very good. Her momentum is amazing for her normally. She does very little in that. So we are going to actually put Shimami there above Zac. Actually, no. Let me do this correctly. Let me look at Zac Mander again real quick. Hello, Zac. Next, we got Spoopy Bird, who took over as a replacement last season, and had a little bit of fun. They got the only Steel and Fairy type in the format. They also got the Water Bug in the format that gets Water Bubble. You can run Scarf Surf, Scarf Liquidation, Scarf Bug Buzz, be incredibly annoying and just take things out because nothing's really bulky enough to take the hit. You got Rowlet, which is her baby. This thing gets Trailblaze, Defog. This can hammer away at things with Hurricane, with Leaf Storm, even with Brave Bird if they want to run a physical, and Leaf Blade, I believe, or it's Leaf Blade what it learns as Dartrick. I don't know. But their Terror Captain is one of the strongest in the format. You have choice. Well, you have Terrafire, Eruption, Cyndaquil. Okay, you switch a water type into me, you take 50%. Instead of taking 25 from a full HP Eruption is ridiculous. So you're forcing them to run Eviolite and take a hit. Gimmighoul gives them both forms. The chest form is 10 speed. The other form is like 80 speed and no bulk. so they can hit very, very hard. It's like all its offenses and speed. Like base 80 speed, base 80 special attack. We got Rock Polish, Galvanized, Geodude here that can just spam body slam into teams. Earthquake gets access to Supercell Slam, I believe. Rock Polish, change the Terra typing to resist a hit. Now you're good, you're sweeping, doing that. They got Pineco, which is the bulkiest thing in this format, outside of special fire type moves and fire types in general. And then you got Unaware Pooper. Unaware Pooper just says hi. But here's where this team gets interesting. Not only is it incredibly fun, incredibly bulky, and type diverse, you have a fake out Galar Meowth with Technician and access to Parting Shot to immediately set up the rest of your team. Say you want to hit this thing with a fighting type move, you Parting Shot, you go right in the gimme goal. Now that fighting type's just sitting. Base 90 speed is nothing to scuff at. Tinkatonk is hard to deal with Eevees. This team is just gross. And then you've got Swine Up here. If Geodude doesn't pan out, Swine Up is amazing Terra Captain because Trailblaze, Rock Blast, and Earthquake, and Icicle Spear is just cracked. It does everything a Mamoswine does in this format after a Trailblaze and loaded dice. All in all, very good team. What we're going to do is we're going to put Spoopy Bird right there. Next, we have Sableye 21. Well, Sableye 9 now. He changed his name. He made this an incredibly interesting team. So he has also never done this format, so he decided we're going to get things that hit hard. And thank God we banned Oroville. But Blizzards That Can't Miss from Alolan Vulpix is amazing. This even gets access to Rain Dance to bait in fire types to go swing into them. Now you can run a weakness policy in Rain. Or it can set up Rain for Swift Swim. Weasel spamming Wave Crash. That is absolutely nasty. They've got Litleo here that can spam Hyper Voice and Flamethrower after a Flame Charge and just be fine. Fomantis is here, gets access to Contrary. You can run Scarf Leaf Storm, just spam it onto the format. Even though it's base 35 speed, after a Scarf, it's going to outpace the Vulpix here, which is amazing. You got Frigiback here. Unfortunately, Frigiback does not get DD. It does not get DD until it's a Baxcalibur, but I believe it gets access to Swords Dance still, so it can Ice Shard into people. Don't know if it gets Icicle Spear just yet or a Scale Shot. I'd have to double check that. But Croagunk in this format is incredibly strong. One thing I hope he knows is Shieldon does not get Body Press. It does not until it evolves. So it's just a Shieldon. Fido is here, does not get Well-Baked Body like its counterpart, but it does have potential to Wish Pass into things. And then he's got Stamina Mudberry round 1, which is incredibly hard to kill. And the answers that want to kill it are resisted by the rest of the team. But what intrigues me the most, and it's a shame that Palossand and Sandygast don't get it, is there's no Trick Room for Sandygast. So, see what he can do with this. If this stops water moves from killing this thing, or if you hit it with a grass type move, he can just resist it, blow it back with a Spec Shadow Ball, and claim one. All in all, that's pretty good. Sure, this team is a bunch of hitters, but it's not exactly the strongest, but it still has merit. It's going to go here. We're going to ignore this logo. Next, we're going to go into Momar. He's also trying Little Cup for the first time, and we decided last minute to not ban Gibble from Terra. So he found probably one of the two busted Terra Captains on the board besides Charmander and Cyndaquil. You got Belly Drum Seatoodle with Ice Shard, does not get Slush Rust, but doesn't matter. +6 Ice move, hammers this format. And most of the water types are slower than Seatoodle. It can spam any of its coverage moves like Body Slam at +6. White, Nuke. He's got Sheer Force, Q-Fin. He's got Flame Body, La Vesta. So you can run Flame Charge on this, just hammer away. You got Elekid, access to Punching Glove and all the elemental punches, access to Volt Switch for momentum, just absolutely hammer at base 95 speed and high attack. Coughing is incredibly hard to deal with Eevee. You really need a special attacker to break Coughing because it gets access to, like I said, T-Spikes, gets access to Thunder Wave, gets access to Will-O-Wisp. It on its own can cripple teams, gets access to Pain Split. And to make this better, he also has a Tailwind potential in the Picky Peck. You can run Eject Button, Tailwind, go out, right into your Bramblin, get Wind Rider, now your +1 attack, and you can spam Banded Poltergeist into almost all of the format that does not have a normal type, and just be chilling. He's got Trick Room Slowbro that he can pair with Q-Fit to underspeed a lot, same with Snubble. All in all, pretty solid team. He's got a decent amount of hazards. He's got removal. He's got limited momentum. Parting Shot's still broken, but his speed tiers, there's a huge gap between 95 and 65, which is not horrible when you can actually run like Trick Room. We're gonna go here. I want to take a look at Sergio again. Sergio's down here. We're going to go into green. Oh wait, where? So we save our Zintef. Zintef made a very interesting team. He discovered that Dratini can Terra. What Dratini does is it can Dragon Dance and spam Terra Normal E-Speed into the entire format now. Inkay spamming the Scarf Terra Blast with Terra Stellar, hits everything super effective that's Terra, and gains +1/+1. It gets access to Superpower as well, so you can Scarf Superpower your way through. Have a resist, like you could be Terra Poison to resist bug type moves that are ×4 against you. Superpower through. Simple as that. He's got one of the fastest bonds in the format outside of Burden in the Electrode Hisui round 1. He's got Trappings. Hopefully he knows he can't run Arena Trap, but he'll just have to figure it out, swing First Impression into something, and call it day. He has Adaptability Corpus that still gets access to DD and Aqua Jet. He's got a Lowland Diglett that's 90 base speed, spamming Iron Heads and Earthquake into everything. He's got Flame Charge Charmander that can just take advantage of Manual Sun. He's got Flash Fire Litwick over here that also gets access to Curse Body, that can set Trick Room for itself, and for Inkay, and for the Trappings. All in all, it's a very, very good and interesting team. It's lacking in hazards and momentum, so it's definitely an interesting team, but it's hard to justify it being up in the B's. So we are going to move into Godbear. This is our reigning first seed from last season. Got outed round 1 Fortunately, Sergio beat him back-to-back times, ended his perfect season, and ended his season. Parting shots broken. So he's got base 90, 85, 74, 70, 66, 45, 34, 25, 15, and 15. Iggly buff's just filler. It does random crap. Graveyard here gets Fluffy, gets access to Will-O-Wisp, gets access to I believe Poltergeist still. So it can be incredibly annoying with Fluffy, damage physical attackers, and call it a day. Galarian Slowpoke with the Terra, it makes me so happy because my mascot gets to Terra. He's got Myceliumite Spore that can swing into just about anything, but it's negative priority, so he has to watch out for ice types. He has Terra Captain Rhyhorn, which can be a massive, massive threat after a Rock Polish. He's got a Magnemite here. Magnet pulls banned, but it also has Analytic, which is a huge threat. We almost let Magnemite be able to Terra, but thank God we didn't, because Godbear would have it. Arcuda's here for Swift Swim. What he could do, because he does have mons that learn it. Meowth, Wingull, Magnemite, the Slowpoke, and Igglybuff all learn Rain Dance. You can have Swift Swim, Arcuda, and Rain. And you can have 100% accurate Hurricanes with Pelipper after that, setting one Rain Dance. You got Fake Out in U-Turn and Meowth, which is incredibly good in this format. Fake Out Faint is annoying. Like, you can Life Orb, you can do half of their health with Fake Out and the other half with Faint. Because Technician's just bonkers. All in all, Godbear did a very good team. Like, he doesn't need an excessive amount of hazards and momentum. He still did a pretty good job. We're going to put Godbear there. Alright, I'm much more content with that. This is my team. I picked it up. I had to change a few things. Originally it had a shelter. The coach didn't want to give us like a valid Pokemon and then a Terra Captain to be within budget. It actually was impossible for him to do it unless he got a 2-point Terra Captain just to finish off his roster. But when we're waiting 4 hours past grace, it's kind of like, hey, can you work with us kind of thing. Unfortunately, they said they would refer if he was moved. There were a few complaints, so I took over. Unfortunately, that happened, but it's fine. Let's see. I changed Fuecoco to Salandit. I changed Gumi to Noibat. And I dropped the shelter he picked up for Terra Deerling. Terra Deerlings in case I want to run Sunny Day on any of the team. Granted, I do have a huge ground weakness, so I'm going to have to blow into things. I'm going to have to tank a lot on the Deerling. Like, this is just going to be me using something. So I kind of got to work what I got. But Terra Larvitar with Guts and DD is kind of fun. I fucks with it. Noibat over here with Tailwind, access to Hurricane, Draco Meteor. Still pretty good. I can Draco Meteor into something with Eject Pack and bounce myself out. Marini's here for good T-Spikes and regen, as well as, running T-Spikes in general against an opponent is incredibly good. Because if they're poisoned, they're breaking focus sashes and they're taking additional damage. And you can run Merciless, which guarantees crits. So it's not always going to have to be Toxapex that sets the hazards. The Salandit can as well. Which, all in all, it's pretty good. It's hard to kill with the Eviolite, so it's the Deerling. Larvitar is here. But What I love is I get Prankster in Riolu, and a lot of dark types do not want to take a hit from Riolu. But you can run Copycat. You can copy the last move used. Say on Burden happened with Trico and it used Acrobatics into another mod, killed it. I can bring this in, activate Copycat, have no item, and blow back said Trico, which is nice. Growlithe is here for Flash Fire, for Intimidate, and just to spam Will-O-Wisp and Flare Blitz. That's all it is. That's all it's going to do. Scraggy's here for DD Shed Skin abuse with Eevees. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a 30% chance at every turn to have Shed Skin activate, which I'll take. And then you can Drain Punch and everything back. Scraggy can turn games on its own. Granted, the huge Fairy weakness Scrafty has, I have to counter it with a Marini and a Salandit. It's kind of rough. But my speed tiers are pretty decent. We got 75, 70, 77, 75, 75, 60, 60, 55, 48, 45, 45, and 40. But realistically, that 41 can outpace the Deerling after a DD, which is incredibly good. Oh, and Shuppet has like base 65 attack, which is insane for a ghost type, with Poltergeist and Gunk Shot. So it's like physical Ghastly. Well, I'll put myself down here so nobody feels like they have to be last. And we're going to hop on into the last two. Rising, he hasn't done Little Cup since like Sun and Moon. So it's been a long time. They have, thank God the Teacup cannot Shell Smash, but still it can Defensive Terra or Offensive Terra and still get weak armor with the Calm Mind. Is just ridiculous, and gets access to strength stat still, I believe. He's got Nose Pass here that can Iron Defense Body Plus through things, probably slow. Thank God it can't run Magnet Pull. He's got Spore Shroomis here with access to Quick Feet. If it statuses itself, it can be faster, which is scary, and it gets access to Poison Heal as well. And not to mention, he's got Sand. I brought up to him, hey, you know, he had Shellos originally. And I'm like, you should get a faster water immunity. It's like, and I told him, embrace your inner Poliwag. I didn't think I should do it. I was joking with him in DM. But he's like, you have a point. I can run Weather Ball with a water type and catch flying types that would normally be immune to my ground abuse. And it's like, oh, I'll do that. And I get Water Absorb and access to Swift Swim if I set Rain. It's a double-edged sword. Okay. So we got that. So now that's why Shimami has Shellos. So this gets a little interesting. He also has Guts and Shinx with Trailblaze. I believe it gets Agility still. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Luxio and Luxray that get it. But he's got a Lit in here with Intimidate and Fake Out. And Parting Shot can be incredibly annoying and set up further for the team. Hippopotas and Drillbur and Sand is just incredibly annoying. Honestly, I think Rising has the best team because Sand can counter Router's Sun team, so it's going to be all the way up here. But speed tier wise, you got 90, 70, 68, 63. This thing gets access to Hyper Cutter as well as Iron Fist. So you can run Eviolite, you can smack things with Drain Punch, get all your health back, be incredibly annoying in all the elemental punches. Yeah. We're on to the last team because we don't want this to be almost over an hour. First things first. Solosis was Terra banned because it's got 120 special attack for a baby, and we don't want that abusing Terra like Reuniclus does, so we banned that. But I have to give him props for doing No Guard, Golett, and Baby Cheeks over here, because Baby Cheeks needs Terra. Like, it allows it to have a grass type move to break grounds, so now it's a massive, massive threat. He's got Moxie. Quaxwell with Rapid Spin doesn't have Aqua Step like Quackable, but it can still SD, Rapid Spin, Aqua Jet its way through teams and get a Moxie boost and solo sweep on its own. Snively's here with Scarf Leaf Storm, getting +2 every single time it hits with access to Glare to critical teams. Magme gets access to Belly Drum and Mach Punch. If it's able to get that off, Magme can just priority its way through as well as just spam Fire Punch, Flame Charge, and everything else it wants to in a team, including Thunder Punch. Grimer's here and annoying. Poison Touch just annoys the crap out of people. But what makes this interesting is he's got spikes and T-spikes in the Tarantula. Unfortunately, it can't run webs. But Tarantula gets First Impression and Stakeout. So if they swap out on the Spider, it does double damage on switching with First Impression, which is incredibly good. Mankey in this format is incredibly good with Defiant, and its speed tier is nothing to scuff at. It hits so hard, but its speed is the only thing that holds it back, so this thing runs Choice Scarf a lot, and it's just going to be oddly annoying. This is a phenomenal team, and he's got screens in the Impidimp, Thunderwave, and Parting Shot to slow everybody down. He's got this thing in Trick Room. All in all, pretty sound team. We're gonna put you right here, and that is going to be how things end. If I was to rank myself, I'd probably be right here, but I'm going to put myself there. But those are the teams. That's where everybody fell. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody. There's a few people that know why they're there. There's some heavy exploitable weaknesses and some. Yeah, we're going to leave it that way. And of course I put the people that drafted for fun at the very back. It's fine. It's fine. No, it's nothing serious at the end of the day. So like and subscribe if you haven't, and enjoy. I will catch you guys later. Peace.